A new era of OCAA women's basketball gets ready to get going as the St. Clair Saints start their new era against the 1-0 Lambton Lions. Good evening, everyone. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome to We Digital's coverage from the St. Clair Sportsplex. The Lambton Lions come into tonight coming off their first matchup with their three core players scoring a combined 46 points. The leader of that core is Brianna Pretty. Pretty looking to keep things going along with Maddie Bishop as well as the former Fanshawe Falcon and Claire Deschette. Then you have the young squad coming up for St. Clair, where the St. Clair Saints come in with just two returning players coming into the 2022 campaign. They look to try and see if their young guns can step it up for a small ball lineup. As these two teams get ready to go, let's take a look towards how they will start for tonight's action, with Emily Van Hoop starting for the Lambton Lions. Maddie Bishop, Brianna Pretty, Claire Deschette, as well as Kayla Wang round out the starting five for Lambton. St. Clair is coming up to their first matchup of the season meanwhile. They played well in the preseason. This is how they'll start. Four guards in the lineup. Lauren Overeem, Grace Merck, Alicia Lucier, along with Shaylin Murphy, the dual sport athlete, and Janae Smith, a JUCO transfer, round out the starting five tonight for St. Clair. The opening ceremony is just about underway. Let's take a listen in to your ceremonies.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions, because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back, everyone, to the St. Clair Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario, as the fans have come out in droves to cheer on the Saints for their home opener and season opener for 2022-23. St. Clair looking to try and showcase why they were ninth in the CCAA polls entering the week. Meanwhile, they also come in as defending silver medalists. The Lambton Lions, mentioned, starting off 1-0, defending quarterfinalist participants, losing in the quarterfinals for the shortened 2022 season. Keep in mind, this is a team that struggled against St. Clair last campaign, the first year for head coach Janine Day, losing 67-63 and then 62-41 against the Saints. Now let's take a listen into the PA as the St. Clair Saints introduce their new starting five to the crowd. Plenty of fans making the trek as well from Lambton County, just about an hour or so away. Tonight's officials for this tilt, Susie Pizzicoli along with Mary Rondo and Dawn Coatsworth for tonight's tilt. St. Clair starting with 4 guards in their lineup as talked about off the top, focusing on a small ball lineup for this campaign. Lambton brings majority of their veterans from last campaign as well as several new ones, including a couple from the former Saints roster of last year. We're underway for this season from Windsor. Starting off the ball of the Saints, starting on the outside wing. Smith passed off outside. Trying to go down to the post. Kick ball violation. Starts off the game. The kick ball violation by Kayla Wegg. One of the main things mentioned by assistant coach Phil Milanis entering today, expecting the team to be faster and quicker with their size. More so, a better defensive team, better than their silver medal team last year. Inbound goes out. We reset on the other side of the bucket. 8 seconds into this first quarter here on We Digital. Glad to have you with us for a brand new campaign for OCAA women's basketball. Inbound coming from Lucier. The outside, Oberheim. But off trying to find a little bit of space. Lucier still down inside the traffic. Danae Smith. The first shot of the season goes off the rim. Picked up in the traffic by Brianna Pretty. Outside, Bishop. Works it out for the 3, way off the mark. Rebound picked up in the midst of traffic. No, rolls out, stays Lambton basketball. Lambton Lions struggled on the boards last season in the 8 games. The regular season 11th in OCAA play. Proved in their first game. They start off the season with a banker for the road scoring. Brianna Pretty. Trap already being utilized. Stolen away by Pretty. Pretty on the cut inside. Off the window, yes, Van Hoop. For a run to start. Full court pressure again. St. Clair breaks it this time. Speeding down low in pressure. Clean block off Lucier. Lambton speeding up the near side. One round corner. Back on the outside. Trying to find a space is Wegg. Swung around by Deschette. Working through the traffic, Van Hoof. Back on the outside, Bishop. 5 on the shot clock. Outside, jump shot. Back of the rim, no good. Take it up by Smith. Smith slows it down and has it stripped away off the bounce. Van Hoof taking it up. Coast to coast with the traffic. Draws the whistle for the first personal. Lambton Lions going to the line to shoot 2 for the first time today. Just past 90 seconds into this first quarter of play. Here on We Digital. To the line is Van Hooft. Start off tonight's action. Last season, Lambton's strength was free throw shooting, 3rd in the province. 5-0 runs so far. Van Hooft makes the first. Second-year eligible player from Sarnia, Ontario. Makes the second. 6-zip Lambton. St. Clair trying to break through the pressure yet again. Stolen away again by Pretty. Pretty passes it off, gets it in. Deschette on the fast break with the bucket. Timeout St. Clair. It's an 8-0 run to start. An 8-0 run in the first 1 minute and 49 seconds. It's one of the major story marks of this one so far. It's the pressure already building, to say the very least, for Andy Kiss and his squad. One of the main things Andy Kiss mentioned, as well as his assistant coach Phil Milanis, they were expecting to be better later than earlier. This is a young team, keep in mind, that carries a majority of first-year eligible players. Here are some of those players. We mentioned Lucier as part of the starting lineup tonight. 5'6" from Wallaceburg, Ontario. He's picked up a few touches already. Overeem also expected to be a fairly significant part of the offense. Keep in mind, though, on the lower left-hand corner, that is one of the stars from Kennedy Clippers, who picked up Asa Silver a couple years ago. 3 Clippers joining the squad. she's been talked about, Brown Henderson is, as a high motor who's expected to be an impact player for the defensive scheme for the Saints this year. Inbound coming up. 8:11 to go in the first quarter. St. Clair picks it up and dribbles it right out of bounds for a turnover. And turnovers already building early. St. Clair last year, 15 of them per game. Down the baseline, the jumper off the front of the rim. Picked up inside on the rebound, taken up by Overeem. First-year player from Brentford. Down to the post. Lucier back outside. Smith works it around. Shaylin Murphy through the traffic. Yes, she's got it. And the Stars shortstop for the softball team picks up her first bucket of the game. St. Clair with their first bucket of the season as well. Lambton, meanwhile, on the cut. Not able to get the bounce. Murphy throws it far down the court. Slipped down for Lucier. Able to swing it back down. Along to Smith. Smith multiple touches already. Works it back from Smart for the three. No good off the front of the rim. Picked up in the midst of the traffic by Van Hoof. Tackle as three different players dive on top of it for the jump ball. Possession arrow going to Lambton. 8-2, Lambton your score. 7:13 to go in the first quarter. For those just tuning in, 6-0 run started off the game in the first minute and 49 seconds. Here at the St. Clair Sportsplex in Windsor. A strip away, a poke around, and a poke out. Keeps it Lambton ball. A substitution coming in for the Lions. For substitution, and this is a former St. Clair Saint. Gabby Whiteeye coming onto the court. Whiteeye had played just 7 minutes a game last year for the Saints. 1.3 points per game. Missing on the jump shot, the Lions are, as in our jump ball back the other way. One of the main reasons to keep an eye on Whiteeye tonight, your double-double in 13 minutes last game. Stripped away this time is St. Clair. Whiteeye swings it outside. Bishop, jumper, no good. Picked up on the rebound by the Saints. Smirk on the kick out. The whistle called for the reach. Personal going to Brianna Pretty. Her first personal, team first. One personal foul per side. Shaylin Murphy with ER personal so far. Smith outside, gets it back to Shaylin Murphy. Lucier cuts forward, now Smith again on the outside. Shaylin Murphy back to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Smith works with Smirk. Outside, off the pass, Overeem. No good, goes out. Lambton basketball. And the second most scoring team from last season struggling with a majority of their offense. Longer a part of the core, just 2 returning players. 9 players did not return this year. Full court pressure being given man-to-man. Kicked off for the shot, and the bucket, good. Van Hoop. Hoop so far with 6 this game. St. Clair trying to break through the press again. Shaylin Murphy can't hold on to it. Kick back out, back the other direction. Approaching the halfway point of this first quarter. 5:58 to go. 10-2 the score for Lambton. Shaylin Murphy sets up top. Murphy gets a couple screens from Smirk. Steps back, gives to Lucier. Smirk tries to work in the low post. Pass to Smirk, stolen away this time. Taken away by Bishop. Pass going over the head of Wegg and out. More substitutions coming. St. Clair making a change. Let's take a look at one of the previous plays. Open pass, an open jumper. In the game is Brown Henderson. Keep an eye on Brown Henderson defensively today. Setting up in the low post. Lucier gets double teamed on the outside. Pressure coming. Jump ball trigger. And the jump ball gives it back to Lambton. And the experience of some of the Lions paying off so far. Or press more loosely this time. Brown Henderson with the trailer. The outside wing, cutting inside. Van Hooft on the pass. Back alone. White Eye. Yes, off the bank. A 12-2 run in the first 5 minutes for Lambton. Speeding on forward is Smith. Smith tries to chuck up a jumper. Gets her own miss. Second chance rejected by White Eye. That goes off of Smith on the way out and back the other way. And another substitution come in as a result of the stoppage. Hachette back into the game. Just past the halfway point here on We Digital for the first quarter. 4:56 to go in the frame. A 12-2 run for the Lions so far. Trying to work forward. Van Hooft. Pass deflected away. Taken back up now by St. Clair. Brown Henderson with the pass, gets it back. Swings it to Lucier. Lucier looking for a place to cut. Tries to go in, gives it back to Smith. 9 on the shot clock to work with. Brown Henderson works for the far floater, no. Sped back up by the Lions, trying to draw contact. Yes, Gabby White Eye to the line to shoot 2. Personal foul, that time credited to Overeem because of that contact. That's her first personal. St. Clair's second in this game. Their substitution, Skylar Glover. Also coming in as part of that Kennedy core talked about. Glover, the substitution, was mentioned as, quote, an old school lunch bucket player who is never outworked in addition to being a tremendous rebounder. That by Andy Kiss at the time of the recruit signing. Second free throw in the sequence, meanwhile, is good. 13-2. Down the floor goes Overeem. Overeem tries to pass baseline into the heart of the defense. Poked around a couple times, stolen away again by Lambton. Coming up to 4 minutes to go in the first. Up the floor for the bounce. Brianna Pretty tries to pass it. Caught for a travel instead. Already the press setting back up for Lambton. Press, double team. Shaylin Murphy now brings a double team over to Smith. Smith to Overeem. Oh, and some contact up at the logo. And this will trigger an inbound, the second personal as well. Their substitution coming on in as a result. Weg is in. Brianna Pretty coming out. It's on with a personal. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter here on We Digital. A 13-2 run in progress for the Lions. Murphy looks to step right. Double teamed again up top. Given off to the former JUCO player Smith. Passes it to the bench off the bounce and out. And more changes coming from Andy Kiss and his squad. And a timeout being signaled from Janae Day as well before that mark. Substitution / timeout with 3:36 to go in the first quarter. And so far, so offensively strong have been the Lambton Lions, to say the least. Let's talk a bit more about the recruits. We mentioned Skylar Glover in some of her aspects. Lane Loy's also a part of that class, was the team's MVP for that Kennedy squad in 2019, and its top defensive player. As part of that, Officer Silver, a point guard and shooting guard, has shown elite level play at the point guard spot. Janae Smith, also somebody to talk about, had a majority of the touches at that spot. A two-time Michigan Community College Athletic Association honorable mention in its Eastern Conference. It could play the 1, 2, and the 3, the point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. So far, though, Lambton has been outplaying St. Clair offensively and defensively. Steal after steal poked away from Andy Kiss and his squad. He looks to try and stop the bleeding this early going here to start off the season. Let's get back underway on the floor for the Lambton Lions. Maddie Bishop lined up on the floor with Gabby White-Eye, joined along with Kayla Wegg. Also on the floor is Claire Deschette. Rounding out the lineup is Megan Hitchcock. Clarification coming from the scores table. As a result of the timeout clarification, all set to go for the inbound this time. A long inbound, perfect pass up to Wegg. Wegg with the traffic gets it. And the run continues, 15-2, near steal by Wegg. White-Eye trying to get the bounce. St. Clair gets the ball nearly off the hip of Overeem. Take a look at the contested layup last play. Right over top the heart of the defense. Their substitution, Lucier coming in. Lucier, former University of Manitoba Bison, keep in mind. That was 3 years ago, however, one of two players with previous experience. The inbound directly given to Lambton. White-Eye works around the outside. Bishop tries to work it forward, sending in the play. Wegg takes the contested three, not close. Bounces out. Set up the inbound, they give it to Lambton. 10 still on the shot clock, 3:05 to go in this first quarter. Looking for space, Bishop. Down low, turns it over. Taken away by Overeem this time. Overeem has it swatted one time. Got to pass it out to Lucier. Lucier swings it out. Shaylin Murphy for three. Can't get the bank to open. Second chance picked up and fresh reset. Off to Shaylin Murphy once again. Back down towards the traffic. Brown Henderson. Swat out Lucier for the three. Yes, she's got it. Lucier with the bucket. And a whistle and a poke out. More substitutions coming up for Lambton. Van Hoof coming back in as well as Pretty. Here's a look at the previous play. So they're able to swing it around and set things up after the traffic with the give and the go. Lambton setting up for the inbound. 2:28 to go in the first quarter. And currently the officials just clarifying at the table. Don Coatsworth. All set to go again. And Hoof taking it up this time. Trailer by Overeem. Bounce pass around the outside, down inside, and the traffic no good. Bound for the rebound, Hitchcock. And knocked out of bounds. Set up the inbound with 9 on the shot clock still. Another change coming in for St. Clair. Grace Smirk back in. Also back in, Janae Smith. Looking for a bit of separation, Hitchcock. Low post, the up and under. Count the whistle. She'll go to line to shoot some free throws. Goes on the under part for the N1 sequence. Brown Henderson picking up the whistle. Free throw's good from Hitchcock. An 18-5 run so far for Lambton in the first 8 minutes. Brown Henderson nearly lose the ball. Outside Smith. Overeem. Pass it off, finding Smirk. St. Clair trying to open up the outside. They take the outside shot. Lucier, yes! Lucier's got 6 this quarter. Back down baseline. Pretty. Through double traffic. Gets intercepted. Smith avoids the poke on the fast break. Henderson takes the three. Too strong. Picked up off the bounce by Bishop. Setting up for Pretty. 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hitchcock, baseline. Goes in traffic, goes to the line again. Two more free throws coming up for the Lambton Lions. Janae Smith credited with her first personal, the team's fourth. First one dropped for Hitchcock. So far, Hitchcock. Again, one sequence moment to go. 4 points on the night. Second one drops. And another change, and the rotation continues for Lambton. White Eye shuffles back in. Smirk. I'm going to take it up from the center spot. Overeem back outside Smith. Smith off the pass. Overeem back over to Smith. On the lawn, Jay can't get it. Smirk with the fresh 14. Has it poked loose. Battle for the ball. For the jump ball. St. Clair keeps it with 8 on the shot clock and a minute to go in the quarter. So far, turnovers have been a huge part of this game. St. Clair, you're double digits in that category so far. Lucia for the inbound. There it goes. Looking to add more points. The rim says no. Rebound picked up inside for the jump ball trigger. And this time Lambton picks it up after the miss from 3. Adjustments coming in from the Lambton Lions as they inbound the ball and look to keep the pedal to the metal. Outside, Pretty. Pretty, quiet so far, just 2 points so far. Poked down on the pass. Stays Lambton's ball. Pretty, OCAA West Division second team All-Star last year. Stolen away on the inbound. Here comes St. Clair. Smith tries to size things up. Outside, Overeem, 3, swish. Overeem with their first points as a Saint. 3 triples as part of the 4 made shots for the Saints so far. 15 seconds to go in the quarter, whistle called. Shot clock and game clock dead on. Hold coming that time, Overeem. Smirk should say, getting the whistle. As coming out, Brown Henderson for Murphy. Penalty situation. This will turn off the shot clock. Brianna Pretty going to the stripe. Pretty so far, 2 points tonight, 2 personal fouls. She had a near triple-double to start the year. Misses the first free throw, however, this time. Against Redeemer, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. She's already near top, if not top, the steal mark so far. 10-point lead, 21-11. 10 seconds to work with. Down to 6. Lucier looking to drive, loses the handle. Out towards the corner, tapped out with half a second to go in the first quarter. Looking to try and see if there's enough time to get a shot is Overeem. Going to have to be quick. Trying to get it out. Quick shot, Lucier off the mark. And after 1 quarter of play, the Lambton Lions lead by 10. You're watching We Digital for coverage of OCAA women's basketball.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's swim team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Look at Coach Kiss as the discussions on what to do continue as we start off the second quarter. Fans in the stands looking to see if St. Clair can improve from their 4 of 17 shooting to begin the season here on their home court. Justin Prince with you here on We Digital. So far, so intriguing for this matchup. A strong start for Janine Day in this matchup. Janine Day, her second year as a head coach for this program. Last year had to work with a very quick season. Keep in mind the 8-game turnaround. Just about all set to go to start off the second quarter of play. Leading the way for St. Clair was Lucier. Van Hoeft leading the way for Lambton, 6 points each. Underway, starting things off around the outside, Smith. Off to Murphy. Murphy tries to step back. Overeem tries to step in. Double teamed on the outside. Backs one around and chucked away for another turnover. Mentioned the turnovers, now 10 of them for St. Clair to Lambton's 5. So far, Pretty has indeed evened up the steal total with 3. Compared to the season opener. Looking around, stepping up Wag. Working around Bishop. Bishop getting the screen down to the low post. Pretty. Working around Smirk. Misses. White Eye. Off the fallback. 6 on the shot clock. Baseline jumper. No. Third chance. Bounces in. Count it. And the foul. Van Hoeft. Van Hoeft having a stellar start to this one. Watch as she's able to work through the traffic. And every Saint on the floor now has a personal apiece. That's to Overeem that time. Inbound coming outside. Basket waved off now. Drive inside Pretty. No good. Second chance. Drive no good as well. Just about a minute into the second quarter. Glad to have you with us here on We Did It All. Smith drives it over top the defense. Too strong. Off the bounce. Picked up by Wag. Moved up to Bishop. Bishop tries to swing to White Eye. Twirls around. And out of bounds. St. Clair basketball. Press defense continuing. That led to 7 steals in the opening quarter. Jalen Murphy this time getting the ball, carrying coverage. Here we strip twice. Off to Smith. Outside with some space. Overeem not able to make it fall. Murphy. On the shot clock, contested 3 air balls and out. That misses, no good. "90 seconds in. Justin Prince with you here on We Digital. Season opener for St. Clair women's basketball program. Off and away the other way. Poked out. Inbound coming from the near side as White Eye has it poked away. Working with it, Smith. This one to the corner. Brown Henderson. Back to Shaylin Murphy. Off to Smirk. Murphy again gets the jump. Out to Smirk. Gets another jump, but they don't have the shot clock. Shot clock violation. A shot clock violation for St. Clair. No buckets, however, counting so far this quarter. Coming up to 2 minutes in. Right. Bat on the mesh. The bounce goes out. Van Hooft turns it over. Main thing to keep in mind with St. Clair's program, expecting a lot of pressing and transition play. We have not seen too much of the transition so far. See Smith go to the line though. Whistle on the drive. Wide-eye. Called for the first personal. First team foul of the quarter. Wide-eye coming out. Part of the substitutions for Tchett. Smith makes the first of two. Coach Kiss talked about in the preseason how she has a great skill set, up-tempo offense. Also has 3 years of eligibility left. Work with this program, graphic arts, or graphic designs program. Travel called after the inbound. That time by Bishop. And timeout call, Janine Day. Want to discuss things after this travel. And both teams will discuss things. Keep in mind, and this is segue in from Shaylin Murphy, keep in mind, a national championship and an OCAA gold medal just weeks ago. Also, within that same span, an OCAA gold medal in men's baseball. History made indeed with the sweep of the Diamonds for 2022. When it comes to softball side, an undefeated 2022. Look at Coach Day. She discusses things. Just one made basket combined for these two teams in this quarter so far. Significance on the Lambton side. They had shot 47% in the opening quarter alone. Both teams looking unhappy, to say the least. Young fan you see in the front row, though, happy with the music and looking to dance along. See if the players something to smile about as the St. Clair Saints look to regroup. $7:52 to go in the first half of play. An 8-point lead for Lambton. Inbound coming from the side. Passed along back and forth. Smith takes the jumper, front rim. Overeem picks up the second chance at the French 14. Off to Smith. Smith cutting left. Smith, jump shot off the dribble. No good. Taken up the floor quickly. Wag tries to lay it in, misses. Smart picks up the rebound. Murphy shows her speed on the outside. Works it out to Smith. Back along the arc. Murphy, jumper, doesn't draw. Sped back the other way, Tchett. Out Bishop. Off to the wing. Front rim again, no good. Pretty. Second chance, picks up the whistle. And look at the previous play. Right here, Pretty one-handed rebound. And Smirk picks up a second personal. Team second. First one misses. Pretty so far 3 points on the night. 3 steals as well, 3 assists. Second drop, she's got 4. 9-point advantage. Overing. Lucier. Lucier off to Murphy. Quick pass, Smith. Smith can't get it to roll in on a pass. Hard inside. Lions now reset. Bishop. Back along to Shet. Shet with the pump. Back along. Van Hoof. Back to Bishop. 6 on the shot clock. Can't get it to drop. Trying to break through the press. Setting up off the rebound transition. Speed from Smith. Poked loose by Weg. Spin around a couple times. Weg slows the tempo this time. Weg. Van Hoof. Van Hoof tries to bounce it into Pretty on the cut. Yes, she's got it. She's got 6 this half. Murphy. Walks it over. Swung around to Lucier. Lucier, cross court, Smith. Smith doesn't take the shot. Gives it off this time. Brown Henderson picking up the whistle on the J. Bishop called for her first personal, team second. So far, Brown Henderson, for first points as a Saint, gets the first there. Second one drops. Staying within single digits. Weg, no defense back, has the charge called. Lucier able to set it up for the charge card, and Weg picks up a personal. Weg had no one up the floor defending her until that point. Heads up coming to draw the charge. Smith out of the double team. Quick pass is around to Murphy. 3 wide open. Yes, she's got it. Bishop trying to break away from Murphy. On the other end now they go. Weg. Guarded by Smith. Tries to spin left. Give him back outside. Moved off to Bishop. Quick switch now for Lucier. Moved around for the long J again. Van Hoof no good. Bounced out for Weg. Weg with the fresh 14. Given out for the long jumper again. No good. Van Hoof third chance too strong. Fourth chance could come. Yes, from Weg. A fresh 14 again off the window. 5 chances. Weg gets it to count and 1. Weg picks up the N1 after 5 chances come to the hoop, but can't complete it. Out, St. Clair ball. Personal, by the way, went to Shaylin Murphy. Back onto the court in turn is Glover. Their substitution also coming. Van Hoof coming out for Lambton. White-Eye back in. Working around Brown Henderson. Travel called. And back the other way. Just past halfway through the second quarter. 8-point lead for the Lambton Lions, looking to go 2-0 this season. Taken across half court. Pretty. Size is right. Pass out. Bishop. Bishop gets the screen from White-Eye. In the shot clock. Bishop cycling through 2 defenders off the glass again. Yes. Back the other way. Smith through traffic. Turns it over to Weg. Weg. Fast break. Tries to set it up for the give and go. Pretty open. Weg takes the drive instead. Misses. Bounces out for another St. Clair inbound. Substitutions both sides this time. Hitchcock coming in. Murphy coming back in as well. Coming out to Shet. Scratch that Weg for Lambton. Months the changes. Brown Henderson. Around Glover. Glover looks to drive, gets it in. starting to go back and forth around the 8 to 10 point mark in this game. Another press, another hole, another drive, another bucket. Hitchcock has 7 this game. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first half here on We Digital. Brown Henderson, the J, yes! Brown Henderson makes the 3 drop. Lambton looking to work quick on the other end. Bishop gets the screen from Pretty, the pick and roll. Lots of traffic, bump pass to Bishop. 13 on the shot clock, missing on the jumper. Murphy picks it up. Murphy slows it down to the line and draws a whistle. Pretty called for a 3rd personal, 3rd team foul. Look at the previous play. See the separation given. Brown Henderson has missed a few jumpers so far tonight. Pretty having to come out. Van Hooft coming in. And just some clarification on the position of the foul coming from Mary Rondo, the veteran official. Murphy working towards the left. Tries to pass it right. Smith off the bounce. 8 on the shot clock. Lucier guarded by Bishop. Steps back. Smith takes the contested 3. Off the screws. Picked up this time by Deschette. Shet bounced over to Hitchcock. Inside. Van Hooft can't hold on to it. St. Clair starting to get some steals on the drive. A block swatted out by Gabby Whiteeye. Slowly taken up this time. Hitchcock, extra pass, baseline, J, no good. Slapped out by Whiteeye. An 8-point lead still for the St. Clair inbound. Lambton trying to get an adjustment in. Wag waiting on the wings to come back in after the inbound. Lucier off the back and forths. Swan around. Plenty of passes. No good from Brown Henderson. Lambton keeping a little bit up tempo here. Bishop works it with Van Hooft. Van Hooft trying to work around the whole defense. Back the other way. And the substitution's ready to come back in. Pretty, despite 3 personals, now being brought back in. Wag also being brought back in this time. Minute 39 to work with. And Smith fakes the long pass for the moment. Still breaks the press. Lucier nearly falls out, does fall out, able to pass it off, however. Screen set up by Murphy. Smith back along Glover. Glover back to Smith for the reset. 6 on the shot clock. On Henderson. Smith. Extra pass to the corner for the 3. And a whistle just before the shot clock. Halftime coverage coming up in just a few moments at the conclusion of the first half. Be sure to stick around here on WeDigital.ca. Inbound coming from Lambton. That time, going the way of Glover for the personal. Minute 7 to go. Looking to showcase the spins and the drives. Yes, his way. A 10-point lead once again. To work with. Looped around. Smith, baseline, Lucier through the double, was so called inbound from the drive. An inbound coming from the baseline. Goes to Whiteeye, her 2nd personal. Long J, the clock did not move for about a second during the shot. Poked away by Murphy, however. Brown Henderson can't get it. Stolen away by Wag again. Wag nearly stripped back. Chance for a 2-for-1 opportunity. 11-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. Drop on the shot clock. Over to White Eye. Over around Bishop for the long jumper. No good. Shot clock is off. St. Clair over the limit. Moved around Smith. 7 to work with. The drive. Rejecting the first chance. Second chance no good. And the technical given. A technical given right in the midst of the jumpers. Mary Rondo was right in front of the St. Clair bench. 3.1 seconds to go in the half at the time of the technical. Here's the discussion with the officials once again on that call. So Brianna Pretty has missed a few free throws so far tonight, being chosen to take the technical. This now makes it a double-digit lead plus to 11. Both teams now over the limit. 3.1 seconds to go in the first half. St. Clair ball. Blue shirt swings it off for the last shot of the quarter. No good off the back rim. And at the end of the half, a double-digit lead for Lambton. They lead by 10.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex OCAA women's basketball action here on We Digital Productions. We kick into our halftime report. It's the St. Clair College Saints hosting the Lambton Lions, and the visiting Lions walk away with an 11-point lead after a couple of quarters of play. Janine Day, the hard-working coach of the Lambton Lions, joins us. Thanks for doing this with us, Coach.
No problem, Dom. Nice to meet you.
You got to be really pleased with that first half. Anytime you start the season on the road, it's a good thing to come away with a lead in the half.
Yeah, I thought we got off to a great start. I'm really impressed with our defense right now. I mean, holding a team to 22 at this level and a half is impressive. I think we have some things to tighten up on our offense, just some decision making. But like you said, a game on the road at this time of the year, it's always good to be out on top at half. So definitely, yeah.
Every team at this year Coach Day has optimism, positive optimism. They're optimistic that the year is going to be successful, good. What do you like about your team? Where does the optimism come in?
I think we're coming off a pretty good campaign last season. What I'm excited for is we've added some new weapons, so that's going to be helpful for us moving forward, adding to our depth and some length, right? So I thought that were some of our challenges last year. So we're really excited about those two parts, and just adding on to those kids, that nucleus coming back from last year.
And that's where you lead me to my next question here, Coach. The new players and then the veterans that you have, how tough is that to get them to bond? And again, we're first game of the season, so it's going to probably take some time. But how are you going to do that? And then do you see it happening already?
Yeah, we had some exhibition games, but again, like you said, it's different in an exhibition. We do a lot of focus, not just on-court stuff. So we do some off-court stuff in the fitness center. We call them Mindful Mondays. So we talk about things, not just the on-court piece of basketball, but also all the intangibles that go along in order for us to be successful. So I think that's what helps with bringing the cohesiveness up.
On a personal note, second year at the helm for yourself here with the team, and I'm sure you took a lot of last year, learned about the league, learned about what you wanted and how to go about your business. How are you challenging yourself, and what do you want to improve on in your own personal coaching circles?
Yeah, so taking over last year, kind of took on the role later, so probably in around June or July. So it didn't give me much time. Really reflected with the coaching staff on things that we did well and things that we didn't, right? So that's always important to do. Always looking to make the group better, whether it be bringing in better players or, scouting other teams, picking up new drills. So always trying to better myself and as a group, the coaching staff too.
I know we Digital, our crew here, we love doing this stuff. We really enjoy the basketball, and it's really becoming almost like infectious to us. And what about for yourself as a coach and the players? And do you sense that? And do you see that this league on a whole is really getting to another level?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. Sometimes I think the college league and just college in general doesn't get the respect. I actually teach at a high school, so we're really promoting the college experience, whether it be athletically and academically or both. I enjoy college games. I mean, watching the men's team after our game too, it just proves how the level of talent for maybe 10, 15 years ago at the college level has really increased. So.
Well, we need more people like you, Coach.
Well, thank
That's
you.
for sure. Good
Thanks
stuff.
for having me. Yep.
Good luck this season, and I don't know, maybe we'll get to talk down
All right,
the road.
thanks, Don.
Great
Have
stuff.
a good night. Yep.
Janine Day doing a good job with this Lambton Lions squad. Her team up 33-22 after the first half. When we come back, we'll check in with the St. Clair College Saints assistant coach, Phil Melenis. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on We Digital Productions.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
We continue on with our halftime report here at the St. Clair College Sportsplex, OCAA women's basketball action here on We Digital Productions. Of course, it's the home opener, the season opener for both these teams. The Lambton Lions leading the Saints 33-22, as promised at the break. Joining us is the veteran assistant coach of the St. Clair College Saints women's team, Phil Melenis. Thanks for doing this with us, Coach Melenis.
No problem.
And, I had a chance to talk to Coach Kiss yesterday, talking about the team, and he said, we're creating a new look. It's life after the Kuchera twins here, and certainly it's a much different Saints look. First, let's talk about the first half. What did you think about it, and what needs to be worked on?
We're definitely having trouble with the press. It looks a lot better when you watch it live than it does on video. So, we're just adjusting to it. We looked like we did better in the second half, but I think our biggest problem as well is attacking the zone on offense.
Coach Kiss mentioned that 8 new faces in the lineup. Obviously, it's going to have a much different look than in recent seasons. Where do you see this team going, Coach? What is going to be needed to find the success that you and Coach Kiss and the rest of the team want here?
I think it's games. We need to play games.
Yeah.
We've only had about 4 exhibition games, 1 scrim. It's not that many games when you're adding 8 players to the roster, and I think as the season goes on, we'll get better and better.
This is a big turnover. People don't realize when you're replacing 8 players, and of course you have to fill the shoes of the Kuchera twins, how tough that is. But do you see some of the players that possibly, are you sensing that there are some players that are going to be able to step up and really make an impact at the OCAA level?
Definitely. I think all top of our starters for sure are going to be, any one of them could be all-stars in our league, and it's just stepping up. I think the biggest problem we're having right now is just gelling together as a team, because they're all never played with each other. You look at Lambton, they're all kids that played either Wallaceburg ball with Janine Day, and she's got a lot of kids that she's coached in the past, and they know her system already.
Of course, consistency. You mentioned like Janine Day having those kids and they knowing what she wants. This is a whole new learning process for, I'm sure, even yourself and Coach Kiss. It's a whole new era that's starting here. And I think with what you and Coach Kiss have done in recent years, you've set the bar very high for this program. And I think people now are kind of expecting the Saints to be a top-tier team. How tough is it to follow in that when you're rebuilding like this?
I think this year, we're going to medal. We're going to medal this year, I think. I can't say for sure, but just looking at the way they're practicing, the way they're gelling together as a team, I think it's going to take time, and by the end of it, we'll be there.
One player I'm sure you're going to lean on, and Coach Kiss will lean on, is Shaylin Murphy. Of course, an outstanding softball player. She was a main cog last year in the silver medal. How much do you lean on her, and has she assumed the leadership role for the team?
Well, she hasn't been around that much as a national softball and national baseball, a provincial softball. So we haven't seen her that much, and we threw her in the lineup as one of our 6th man who was going to start. Dubois ended up getting a concussion, so we had to go with somebody, and we just went through Cheyenne into the Lions there.
She's not a bad athlete to throw in.
No. But
she brings a pretty good package here. But
it's going to take her time to get that shot going and stuff like that. So
talk to me about the second half here, Coach. Obviously, a lot of work to be done. What's key going into the second half?
I think key is breaking their press, getting easy buckets the other way, getting that rebound. We're getting outbeat on the O boards, their O boards, and we got to get that rebound and go. We got to beat this team down the court in transition.
Great to talk to you, Coach. Great to see you at the court here again.
No problem.
Sure. That's Coach Phil Milanis of the Saints working hard with Coach Andy Kiss. Their team down 11 points after the first half of play. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, Justin Prince will have all the numbers for you. He'll break down the first half stats. This is OCAA women's basketball action on We Digital Productions.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit, but it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them. But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario. As we get ready to start off the second half of play here for OCAA women's basketball. Justin Prince with you. 11 points the advantage for the Lambton Lions entering the second half of play. Let's take a glance on how the halftime stats broke down. So far, so solid for Lambton. 34% from the field. They started off at 46%. Meanwhile, three-point shooting, the main source of offense for St. Clair. 4 of their buckets coming from that way. They've made it 7 total field goals. Meanwhile, the free throws, plenty of fouls picked up by St. Clair defenders. 9 for 13 for Lambton, 4 for 4 for St. Clair. The turnovers picked up significantly in that second quarter as well. 5 in the first quarter for Lambton, up to 13. That is an 8 turnover total from the second quarter. The points of turnovers, 12 to 8, Lambton. Rebounding also has been a Lambton strength throughout this matchup, +7. Plenty to discuss when it comes to tonight, and plenty to see how the scoring fares out especially. Meanwhile, the CGFL semifinals are coming up, and they're coming to Windsor this Saturday at Acumen Stadium. Catch We Digital's coverage as the St. Clair Saints take on the Okanagan Sun, coming over from British Columbia. Coverage starts 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Catch that at WeDigital.ca. A look at Andy Kiss as he discusses things. His team led by Alicia Lucier in that first half with 6 points, all from outside the arc. Meanwhile, several other Saints looking to join in the scoring. Keep in mind, approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the men's team, you see, waiting along in the wings, will take to the court. Majority of the veterans for the men's side for St. Clair returning for this season. Again, a double-digit lead for the Lambton Lions as we get ready to start off the second half of play here in the Rose City. Leading the way for those Lambton Lions, by the way, Brianna Pretty and Megan Hitchcock. 7 points apiece for the squad. All set to get back underway as both teams take to the court. On the court for Lambton, they bring Van Hooft onto the floor, lined up as well as White-Eye, along with Wag. Joining on the court is Deschette. Rounding out the 5 is Bishop. Remember, foul trouble. So far, Brianna Pretty, 3 personals. Back underway here in the Rose City. Wag tries to work right. Give it off to Bishop. Gets the screen on the pick and fade. Give it around for the pass to Wag. Back to Bishop. 5 on the shot clock. Bishop, right hand, long hook, yes! Bishop with 4 so far this game. Press already coming up. Shaylin Murphy takes it up. Grace Smart gives it off to Shaylin Murphy. Murphy trying to call for motion. Low post now for Smart. 9 on the shot clock, down to 7. Tries to draw contact and does. Guarded by Bishop on the play. So Smart to the line. Wag called for the personal, her second. Smart, the 2 returning players for St. Clair for 2022-23. Just under 5 points per game, 5 rebounds and an assist last campaign. After the first miss, second one up. Drops. 12 points the advantage for Lambton over St. Clair here in Windsor. Just approaching 1 minute into this third quarter. Moved around off to Wag. Wag breaking away from the trouble. Trying to pass it off, gets it. White-Eye to Bishop. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Murphy trying to smother. Back along to the baseline. Running at a time. Wade trying to get the pass. Shot clock violation. St. Clair ball. Majority of the turnovers started to come in that second quarter when it comes to Lambton's offense from those sequences. Overeem. Baseline. Poked loose. Taken back up and poked back out. Signal goes to Lambton. 11 still on the shot clock. Set up from the baseline. Inbound bounces its way to Van Hoof. Now over Wade. Wade, jumper, good. Wade continuing to wake up. 8 points stolen away by Van Hoof. Pass back, nearly stolen back. Shaylin Murphy, though, with the poke around. And a timeout called by Coach Kiss. Kiss not liking what he's seeing. His team trailing by a game-high 14. How did St. Clair, by the way, get into position to be in the CJFL semifinal? They won the OFC championship, of course. They dominated in 2022, going over London Beefeaters, picking up revenge after their collapse last year with a dominating 38-7 victory this year. Now they look to see if they can carry that to the national level. Eddie Kiss discussing things. His team trailing 37-23. Lambton Lions. Lambton trying to make their way to 2-0. The opening stints of this season. Remember that after the conclusion of this women's basketball matchup, men's basketball will take to the court. Approximate start time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch that on WeDigital.ca. Amongst the headliners to keep in mind from the St. Clair men's side, Shaq Price coming over from the University of Windsor, set to make his St. Clair debut. Take a look at some of the dignitaries and some of the staff members and board members for St. Clair College watching above. .27 to go in the third quarter, just past 90 seconds in. Lions sent up with Wade. Two players in the high post. Wade cuts around to the corner. Pass down low. White-Eye spins left. Too strong and drawing a whistle for an inbound. Time a little bit too physical on the play. Van Hoof called for the personal. Van Hoof's first. Trying to break the full court press. Smith gives it off. The bounce pass. Lucier off to Smirk. Wide open with the right hand. Trying to sprint forward. Shet. Back along the traffic. And a travel call on Van Hoof. St. Clair looks to try and find a spark. 2 timeouts to go in the first half for them, or second half, should say. Lucier drives it in, cuts it back to 10. Trying to rush forward. Backing off on the full court press, St. Clair this time. Chet trying to dribble it around and poked out. Shaylin Murphy in range. Now coming from the far side. Moved over to the Chet. Chet. Off to the corner, White-Eye. White-Eye gets the screen. Draws contact. Inbound coming, baseline. Shot not credited. Jenny Smith caught for her second personal. Team first this quarter. 7:17 to go in the third quarter. 37-27 Lambton. 14 on the shot clock for the inbound. White Eye. Soft bounce. Moved off again. Bishop. 6 on the shot clock now. Bishop elects to keep it, tries to drive, loses it. Out of bounds. St. Clair basketball. Errant buzzer going off for that moment. 7 minutes to go in this third. Smith. Smith tries to pass it off. Murphy going right. Has some space for the cut. Draws contact. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Gabby White Eye. Blocking foul. Her third personal. That's the team third as well. This is why. See the passing setting up around before making its way to Shaylin Murphy. Murphy missing the first of 2. Last season averaging 10 points per game. Rookie campaign, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, just under 2 steals. Second one drops. Quick clarification coming in. Van Hooft is at the scorer's table. They are told Van Hooft has to wait for the next stoppage. She had just came out previously. Taken up by Deschette. Outside, Pretty. Pretty trying to go low post with the left hand this time, yes. Back the other way, 2 defenders nearly making contact with each other. Smart. Smith trying to scan the floor. Giving off to Murphy, avoids the strip, tries to go for the 3 off the back rim. Bishop now cuts to the left, trying to break it up. Bishop, baseline, White Eye, traffic, got it. 13-point advantage now for the Lions once again. Smith hands it back off. Murphy cuts back left, spins right, pops back out. Murphy trying to direct traffic off ball. Smart taking a 3, doesn't get it. Sped away by Deschette. Deschette smothered up the court. Overeem on the defense that time. Back out to Pretty. Pretty slowing it down. Works it back out. Long jumper, no good. Tapped out. St. Clair ball. Approaching halfway through this third quarter. Move coming back in. Now a substitution coming in for the first time tonight. Marissa Beziglier. First-year player from Chatham. Chet currently discussing things with the coaching staff, and another whistle. This time down is Lucier. Way caught for a third personal with a team 4 for Lambton. The foul starting to add up. Pretty, White Eye, and Wade all have 3 personals now for Lambton. 15 on the shot clock. Murphy to the corner. The long jumper Overeem, no good. Another whistle. Score update, Conestoga Fanshawe in action. 4:40 go in their third quarter. 56-55 Fanshawe. As a result of that personal, Van Hoof second. Lambton is over the limit. Overeem. So far, very quiet night. Now with 4 points so far on the evening. Picked up a few rebounds. Spin, picking up some more ball distribution, making both there. St. Clair now in the bonus for the next 5 minutes. Pretty. Working around. Hitchcock. Back outside. Basilar. Off the top of the backboard. No good. Smith trying to set up the play. Bounces it off of Pretty's leg. And a kickball violation. No, they're saying a reset. So inbound coming from the near side. 24. No, they'll have to reset that shot clock. On the shot clock. Bound going in Overeem. Overeem getting the high screen from Smirk. Tries to pass it to her. Gets deflected back. Overeem tries again. This time off the deflection. Back to Overeem. Overeem knocks down the defender. Has it turned over by Bishop. Bishop smothered by Murphy up the court. Van Hoop. Off the bounce. Hitchcock, up and under, good again. Hitchcock has 9 off the bench. Low post has been effective throughout the night. Smirk. Off to Brown Henderson. Looking in. No whistle, second chance. The continuation allows Smirk for the putback. Press starting to break up a bit for St. Clair. More separation for Pretty. Pretty, double team, still drops it. Pretty, now with 11 this game. Jumper taken by Overeem, too strong. Sped up, over to Pretty. Size mismatch, switch with Overeem, still gets the banker to go. Pretty with 6 this quarter. Lambton with one of their largest, if not the largest lead of the game. 15 points, 3:22 to go in the third. Brown Henderson. Watches it passed around Smith. Looking for a shot. Gets it. Smith started 0 for 10. Is now 1 for 11 with that one. Pretty the response. Back on the other end. Draws contact for free throws. Blocking foul. Here's a look at the roll through. Smith. A platoon substitution coming from Lambton. Sound of that whistle. Overeem caught for second. 2 personals for St. Clair this quarter. Pretty misses the first of 2. Pretty, last season a 14-point per game score, 10 rebounds a game as well. Second free throw, this time is good. Pretty with 3 misses so far tonight from the strike. Coming up to 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, 48-35 Lions. Henderson gives it off to Murphy. Murphy, 3, yes! Jalen Murphy with the triple. She's got 6. Blake, meanwhile, swings it back outside. Wide eye around the traffic. Draws the bunny ears. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Look at the previous play. You see the separation. Pick separating Murphy from Pretty. Second personal coming to Glover there. Plenty of discussion after some of the defensive assignments from Janine Day. Second one misses. Lane violation on the miss. Inbound coming from the side. Murphy. Lucier now. Glover. On the outside, Brown Anderson working with Murphy. Quick passing, Glover through the traffic. We strip, loose shirt, contact. Charge call back the other way. A lot of movement set up Lucier here for a first personal. Coming off the Glover block. Glover block shot, the better terminology. Van Hoof coming back in. Smith coming back in. Smurth coming back in. And a score check has been called from Susie Pizziacoli. Is correct. 49-38, Lambton ball. Quickly speeding ahead, Pretty. Pretty has it knocked around, trying to get towards Van Hoof there. Keep in mind, Pretty, as talked about by Coach Day, has been working in the offseason on expanding her three-point and pull-up games. We've seen some of the pull-ups tonight. Pretty standing in the corner for the setup. 17 on the shot clock. 2:10 to go in this quarter. Go to Van Hoof. Van Hoof uncovered on the inbound. Easy bucket. St. Clair now in the teeter-totter scores once again. Smith drives, but call for the travel. Back the other direction we go. Pretty again. Working fast, too fast, travel. Now a substitution, and the roulette of changes continues. Brown Henderson in, Smith out. Look at the fans. Plenty of fans filling the stands tonight. Several basketball fans, including some veteran officials in the stands tonight. Outside Glover. Working around Brown Henderson. Jumper too short. Track down or a miss for the fresh 14. Henderson kicks it away. Picks it back up. Smurk. Gets it back around. Brown Henderson. Trapped around the corner. Go back the other direction. Adjustments for this inbound coming from Lambton. For a little bit of separation, Deschette. Deschette spins right. Overing on the defense. Back to Pretty. Pretty. Set off to White Eye. Bounce, double dribble. And another turnover. And another substitution. And plenty of discussions coming from Coach Day. The change, by the way, first time this season, Haley Pizzow. The first-year player from Timmins. Murphy gives it out. Glover outside, thought about it, but moved for the travel. Back and forth on the travel swings. Minute 2 to go in the third. 13-point lead still for Lambton. Shot trying to pass it, another whistle. And that puts St. Clair over the limit. Yes. Glover caught for her third. Both teams are over the limit now for the next 55.7 seconds. Lucier coming back in. White Eye so far tonight, 6 points. Return to Windsor, making the first of 2. White Eye originally from Wallaceburg, Ontario, her second year of eligibility. Seen more playing time, plenty of playing time in fact, what's essentially been the 6-player role tonight. Second one misses. Rebound ripped down by Lucier. And given right back. Pretty. Euro step. Doesn't go. Second chance, no. Third chance, yes. Lambton now leading by 16. The lead ballooning. On the outside. Obereen throws it away. 10 in for Murphy. Pretty gives it off. Bishop, plenty of space for 3, yes. Shot clock off. Lambton with their largest lead of the night, 19. Obereen working through a double. And now we'll go to line. Call against Bishop. He's in right here. Contact for the hand of the ball. For second personal. First one misses, meanwhile, for Obereen. 5 points so far for her night. First year player from Brantford, Ontario. Second one's good. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Full court pass. Pretty picks it up. Low post stripped away. 5 seconds to work with. Obereen picks up contact up the floor. Van Hoof called for her third personal. Now our score update from out of town. Humber in their strong program yesterday. 78-48. Being Sheridan to start off their season. So look at score updates. Remember, CJFL semifinals as well coming up. We Digital this weekend. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. Second one misses. White-Eye picks it up and holds on to it. With that, the Lambton Lions lead by 17 after 3 quarters of play. You're watching We Digital for coverage of OCAA women's basketball.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
A look at the coaching staff discussing things for Lambton. Coach Day, her team leads by 17. Entering the fourth quarter of play. Here on We Digital, Justin Prince with you. St. Clair trails in this one. Shannon Kenny and several other former players watching along. Remember, following this game, men's basketball will be taking place at 8 p.m. Eastern approximately. Catch that once again here on WeDigital.ca. Lambton 1-0, St. Clair starting off their season tonight. Top scorers so far for St. Clair, Shaylin Murphy rising up to 9 points on the night. Obereen picking up 7. However, when it comes to Lambton, they've been led by a flurry of players. Brianna Pretty, Emily Van Hoof, Megan Hitchcock, Gabby White-Eye. Don't forget about Maddie Bishop. 14 points for Pretty, 10 points for Van Hoof, 9 for Hitchcock in 6 minutes. Back on her way to start off the fourth quarter. Murphy swings it out to Smith. Smith for 3. Can't get that one to roll. Rebound picked up by Van Hoof that time. Van Hoof approaching a double-double. 8 rebounds on the night. Pulling up for 3. Bishop, yes. Bishop now has 10 this game. Work way back around. Lucier On the outside, Overeem. Overeem chucks it around to Lucier. Bounced over Smirk. Smirk from low post off to Smith. Not on the shot clock. St. Clair trying to stretch the defense. Not able to stretch it out yet. Extra pass, Overeem. Overeem to over the bucket. Wag picking it up off the rebound. Wag with 7 rebounds as well in double-double watch. Pretty. Trying to speed by the mismatch. Gives it off Van Hoof. Going for 3 as well. Yes! Van Hoof now adds a triple. And Lambton with their largest lead of the game now with 23 points. Triggers an Andy Kiss timeout just 1 minute into the 4. Keep in mind, St. Clair had picked up their offense significantly that third quarter, 5 for 11. However, turnovers come in again. By the way, let's take a look at your athletes of the week. He's coming from the championships. Brianna Kressler named the top player in the OCAA this season in softball, picking up the women's honors. Hunter Appleyard ended up having a stellar tournament for the OCAA baseball men's championship. Picked up honors there as well. Also nominated throughout the week, Musa Nisami picked up 2 goals in a playoff matchup men's soccer team. And Shannon Coffey picking up the honors in golf. Back for the week from October 17th to 23rd. And the St. Clair Saints men's team watching along from the sideline. Majority of their core back to start off the season. It's talked about throughout the night. Among some of the players returning include Josiah Deere, Chad Vincent Simon, Jalen Harmon, Terrence Williams, Miles Hall, as well as Darnell Petty. Back underway for women's action. 23 points the advantage for Lambton. Just past a minute into the 4th. Pretty knocks it out. 8. Nick at 7. Should be 8 on the shot clock. This set to a shot reset. 9 on the shot clock. Now the call. The game clock that rolled with that did not get the reset, though, so this may get adjusted as well. There it is. Now it's moved to 8:40 and 8, the signal. So clarifications come in. 3 double-digit scores now for Lambton. There it goes. Murphy. It's up to Lucier. Moved around to Overeem for 3. Too strong. Off the glass, the second chance. No good off the rim this time. Pretty. Stripped by Murphy. Off to Smirk. Wide open. Can't make it go. And a whistle called on the rebound attempt. Grace Smirk misses from wide open. And picks up a personal for her efforts. She's got 3 now this game. And a change as well. Smith out, Glover in. Another whistle. Inbound again. This time shuffling all the way to the side goes Lambton. Van Hoof the inbound. Wag. Walking left, guarded by Glover. Switches now with Lucier. Now back Glover on the defense. 14 the shot clock. Bishop. Sets up high. Pretty. And the switch now to Murphy. Down to 5. Van Hoof stretching it out for the jumper. Can't get it to go from the corner. Moved up by Brown Henderson. Moved around Shaylin Murphy. Back again. Glover. Jumper, Brown Henderson. Rim no good. Second chance. Drawing the late whistle, and the bunny ears pop up for the free throws. Contact on the fall down. going against Jordan Britton. First personal. First one way off. Overeem so far, 4 for 7 from the stripe. Make it 4 for 8. St. Clair still yet to score a bucket or a point this quarter. Lambton scoring in droves, makes another in the corner for the 2. St. Clair trying to find something. Outside, Glover tries to cut in. Back along for the 3. Make it swish. Shaylin Murphy with the triple. That's her third of the night. A steal attempt at the logo. Brianna Pretty called for her 4th personal on the reach through. Team second. Couple substitutions coming in. Pretty now in significant foul trouble. Brennan also coming out. Coming in to Shet. Coming in during that sequence with Hitchcock. Also back in, Smith coming in for Glover. Smith gets it. 10 to work with on the shot clock. Shaylin Murphy looking to her right, gives it back to Smith. Cuts back to Shaylin Murphy, gives it back again to the corner. Going for the 3. Brown Henderson no good. Second chance is good. Overeem that time in the spot. Cuts the lead to 20. Wang breaks away from the smother defense. Working its way around off a couple of the bounces. Bezelaire floats it, back rim no good. Sped up now by Lucier. Sure. Trying to go all the way through off the side of the rim. Coming up to 6 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Bishop, long shot, travel called on the attempt. By the way, for those curious on how things are going on down in Forest City, Fanshawe has exploded to a 76-63 lead with 4 minutes to go in the 4th. It was fairly close, remember, the last time it checked in during their 3rd. 6 minutes to go in this 4th. Wag, beautiful moves, not so beautiful roll. Second chance, Hitchcock through the double team, yes. Hitchcock with a stellar game off the bench, 11 points. Overeem taking a 3, can't get it. Second chance and a fresh 14. On Anderson. Can't get the jumper to drop. Wag again right there for the ball. Wag trying to cut right, and Smith right there for the reach. 3rd personal. That brings back Glover. Boucher out. Smirk back in as well. Overeem out. Let's take a look at the upcoming St. Clair Saints webcast. Next time you catch basketball will be on November the 5th. Those times have been shuffled to 4 and 6. Keep in mind, you catch that on We Digital Productions. Stripped away again. Murphy, bullet pass. Glover can't handle it. Glover wide open on the fast break. Turnovers continue to add up. Already approaching 30 in the game for St. Clair. The outside Hitchcock. It's time down low, too short. Smith keeping it herself this time. Dribbling right hand. Ron Henderson. Giving off Glover. Down the shot clock, strip from behind. They will set up the side inbound as Fan picks up the ball. The rotation of substitutions continues. Shaylin Murphy coming back in, and Andy Kiss calling a timeout, his second this half. 1 remaining. 67-45. The score, just the 5 points for the Saints this frame. 10 for Lambton already. Reminder of the upcoming action. CJFL semifinals action coming up this Saturday, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in as the St. Clair Saints take on the Okanagan Sun. See who can battle for a national title. Catch it on WeDigital.ca. See how things fare out from the Rose City. Andy Kiss not looking happy. His team trailing by double digits, halfway plus through this fourth quarter. Those young fans, though, happy with their boomsticks. And Lambton, just a few minutes away from a 2-0 start to the season after being 5-3. A year ago with those 2 of the 3 losses coming from St. Clair. 4:48 to go, 67-45 the score. Lions remained in control all night. St. Clair has not led this evening. St. Clair coming back out with Murphy, Smirk. Also lined up as Lucier. Overeem, Smith this time. Back it away, Lucier. Gives it back up to Overeem. Overeem taking a 3, doesn't draw iron. Wag. Looking ahead, gives it off to the outside. The shot, yes! Moved around to the outside, Lucier again. Sure been quiet so far this second half. Overeem trying to wake up again, doesn't hit the rim, just hits the glass. Wag, give it off. The shot. Off to Pretty, wide open. Not able to make the 3. Second chance, wide eye, no good. Picked up by Smirk on the board. 4 minutes to go in the fourth. St. Clair looking for a miracle. Murphy, long 3, no. Fresh reset of the shot clocks. 1 back around. Lucier again, 3, no. Wide eye there this time for the rebound. Moved around for Wag. Lambton's bench waiting in the wings already. It's 1 back outside. Wag, 7 on the shot clock. Outside. Bezeler, no good. Smirk and Murphy there within range this time. Smith kicks it around. Passed around the outside arc again. St. Clair has relied upon outside passing throughout the day today. This time the 3 doesn't drop again. This time inbound called after the whistle. Pushing foul called. Wade called for a 4th personal. Team 3rd. And there comes the platoon substitution. So they're coming out, also coming out, Pretty. So coming out in the midst of substitutions, Hitchcock. Lucier, good. Lucier, first shot in a while, gets her up to double-digit points on the night, 11. Working forward, Van Hoop. Calling for the double dribble again. Back the other direction on the floor for Lambton. Rachel Spears. Maddie Bishop. Also on the court, Van Hoop. As well as Britton. Rounding at the 5 for the missed jump shot on the play in the sequence. It's Jordan Oliver. Second chance, no good from the Saints. Smirk gives it off for a 3rd chance. Smith tests her range. Makes it stick. Her 2nd bucket from the field tonight. Approach the final 2 minutes. Get the trap. Again, Bishop. Trying to pass it low. Deflected back. Reset for Bishop. Bishop testing her range. Nearly from the logo. No good. Under 2 minutes to go. Outside Smith, again three, again good. Back-to-back trays. She's now got 11 this game. 69-54. Smith trying to reach in. Lions now draining down the clock. This win moves them to 2-0. As long as it sticks the next 80 seconds. Down low, Britton making it easy. With this matchup, St. Clair dropping to 0-1. Their silver medal defense. To the block on the jumper from Smith. More changes, and this clears out St. Clair's bench. Pizzow coming into the match for the first time tonight. Sarah Stanton also in. Cutting around. Lions, miscommunication. Trying to swing it out that time for Spears. Moved up slowly. Now to the corner. Glover. Back outside Smith. Smith moving up everything. Dropping everything now. Just like that, St. Clair trailing by 14. The response back. No good on the first chance. No good on the second. St. Clair trying to find a way to close up the margin a bit more. Another long shot. Another miss. Tapped out. Lambton basketball. That should just about do it here in this one. 28 seconds to go. Smith still trying to reach in on Bishop. Lions just dribbling the clock out currently. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Having to take the shot. They miss it off the rim. St. Clair trying to take it up one more time. St. Clair drops to 0-1 in 22-23 play. The Lions to 2-0. They win 71-57 the final. More coverage coming up right after this. You're watching We Digital.
We continue our coverage of OCAA women's basketball action here at the St. Clair College Sportsplex. The game number 1 is in the books for the St. Clair Lady Saints. They come up on the short end of a 71-57 outcome to the Lambton Lions. Head coach Andy Kiss of the Saints joining us here in the post-game report. Thanks for doing this with us, Coach.
No problem.
I had a chance to talk to you yesterday, and you kept you're teaching this guy here that we got a lot of new faces. It's going to be a work in progress. Fair to say that?
Yeah, we got a long way to go, but it's a long season.
Right.
So we're not going to get too down about it. We're just going to we're definitely going to watch this one. It's going to be a great learning game. Turned the ball over way too many times to win a game. And they really sell out. They sell out on the strong side of the floor with their pressure, even their half-court man D. You got to reverse the ball, and you got to find an advantage on the other side of the floor. So we didn't do a good enough job at that. Give credit to them. And they play multiple defenses, and they do them well enough that it could cause you problems.
What will you take out of this game, Coach? I mean, every game you're going to learn about your team. Your players are going to learn about you for sure. What are you going to take out of this game and bring in, towards the next maybe even 2-3 games?
Probably 2 things. I don't think it was a good performance. 3 things. It wasn't a good performance defensively. We play a man-left defense, and we gave up way too many right-hand attacks. We didn't take the body on the boards, so we allowed them to push us underneath and use their length over the top. And certainly attacking the pressure, we played into their hands a little bit by attacking the strong side too much and not reversing the ball and finding the attack on reversal. Those are probably the 3 things.
fair to say, Coach, that what this team really needs right now, and I think Coach Milanis at halftime alluded to it, they just need games. They need to get some experience. They need to get some playing time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've got kids that, weren't in roles on teams where they were playing a lot of minutes. So it's up to us to use this as a learning experience and right the ship. It's early. It's one game.
Yeah.
So, again, we're not going to get too despondent about it, and we're going to learn from it and become a better team.
I know you'll get this thing going the way you want, Coach. You're too good, so appreciate your time. I know we want to get in the room with the guys, but we appreciate your time, and we look forward to more good things with you.
No problem. Thank you very much, Tom, for having me on, brother.
Absolutely.
Okay.
One of the good guys for sure, Coach Andy Kiss of the women's team. Like I said, they came up on the short end here, but this will work itself out, I'm sure, in the long run. And as Coach Kiss just said, and that's a key point that he brings up, not a shortened schedule this year. We got the full complement of games, so there's time to work on things, time to develop, time to just get this thing turned the way he wants it to go, and no doubt he'll get there. So that's it for the first one. We're going to come back in about, I'd say, 15 minutes or so, and we're going to have some OCA men's basketball action. It's, again, the men taking on the Lambton Lions. Should be a good tilt. They're saying tip will be approximately 8:15, so come on back. Justin Prince will have the call for you. Until then, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.